Kia ora. My name is Jamie McDonald, and earlier this year, I was fortunate enough to be selected as one of 16 to represent New Zealand for the UN Youth US Leadership Tour. Over the next 5 minutes, I'm going to try to share as much of what I learned so that you can take home some lessons I did. We instantly hit home run at Google and were shown around the campus by Kiwi director Simon Harnett. He showed us the campus, the bikes, and of course, shared some free food.
So far, a highlight of the trip has probably been going to Facebook. There was a whole little town, there was a little community in itself, and just all the food was free, and there were just so many smart people around, and I thought that was like a really big highlight.
Every day we were meeting like 2 or 3 massive organizations, including the New Zealand Trade and Enterprise, which is over here. If you ever want to scale and launch a business to New Zealand, these are the guys that you go to. But I'll hand it over to Liam to share his thoughts in San Francisco.
I thought it'd be a bit more dangerous, but everyone here is just so friendly.
After a week, we left San Francisco, and by the time we hit Washington, D.C., we were starting to learn a couple of lessons.
America, you learn pretty quickly, is just so much bigger than New Zealand in so many ways. The numbers they're dealing with, the scale of things, the meal sizes, and for Kiwis to be coming over and doing so well, it's good to see.
Te Araki hit home run with that statement. It's hard to describe without being there, but honestly, the sheer scale of the US is just mind-blowing to Kiwis. But I'll pass it over to my boy Tawai to share a couple words of wisdom. That's Hillary Clinton's house, by the way.
Uber was something else. You could tell that they were really keen on hand-picking the quickest, sharpest minds.
And then, out of nowhere, it hit us. The big grandiose city of New York. I mean, I just thought, you know what, I can't even just look at this video. I can't even describe it. I then learned that you should never go into Central Park without Google Maps because you get lost. Everyone in America wears coats. The subway system is amazing. There's so much money on Wall Street. We went to the Federal Reserve Bank, and, well, you're not allowed to record the gold, but, yeah. One funny lesson that I had to learn all the way over in America was Kiwis. I mean, like, the support that we have for each other is just amazing, and we are in a lot of high caliber positions. You'll also find that a lot of Americans love New Zealand and know surprisingly a lot about us.
Politics, Jacinda Ardern is fantastic, and I'm so glad she won.
But hey, here's what some other people learned.
They have a huge focus on internships. You know, it's okay to talk about your achievements because Kiwis are really humble and they don't really put themselves out there as much.
United Nations, for example.
That was really cool. It was like a dream. I felt like I wasn't there the whole time because it's just so crazy that I was there.
And this is kind of the reason that we're in the US in the first place, to represent New Zealand at the Harvard National Mall United Nations. So, we were pretty lucky to meet the second in command at the UN, Jan Beagle, also a Kiwi by the way. But hey, for New York, Pizza Me would agree at 3 a.m, 10 out of 10. And then we set sail from New York, traveling over to Boston by train, plowing straight into study and seeing Harvard, which was amazing. We then landed over at the hotel, which is where the conference was held. 3,000 students from across the world representing their countries. The atmosphere is just like impossible to recreate and explain. There's nothing quite like it. There are different committees, some ranging from 200. Mine in specific was about 60, which was really cool because I got to know the people in my group really well. There was heaps of social stuff though as well, like the International Bazaar, but I would keep an eye out for those Kazakhstanians because that milk stuff is absolutely disgusting. No offense. But hey, for the entire event, hear it from some other people.
Hear different perspectives.
The cultural exchange, I mean,
Having people who are this willing to share a lot of their own cultural opinions.
from different parts of the world.
That everyone here was actually really substantive.
After about 3 days of absolute chaos with some of the highest minds around our age, it was over. Something that I kind of felt though was that I almost gained half a degree in international relations. That immersive learning experience is honestly the best way to do it. On the last night, we had our celebratory haka with a surprise visit from security. Well, good thing the party was on that night.
I'm so sorry, but I do have to cut the music. This guy's literally doing a handstand over here.
Overall, Harvard took an unexpected first place as a highlight of the trip. The amount of friends I made was crazy. The award ceremony was also insane, probably because some of the people had their GPAs tied to their outcome. And then all of a sudden, it was over. And I was kind of sad. But it snowed last night, and I saw a dog with shoes, and I saw a squirrel, and I went to Harvard, so, you know, I got over it pretty quickly. The campus was just insane. The experience of the trip was an eye-opener like no other. If I had to share my top 3 lessons with you, 1. The sheer scale of America is just almost impossible to grapple your mind around. 2. Defy the tall poppy syndrome. And 3. Kiwis help Kiwis.